Alright, back again. In this part of the video, we're gonna be talking about some wiring and what you would need to successfully install your new head unit to your car, and what you would need to do so. And in most cases, you will need to buy a harness adapter. This is the harness adapter that I need for my F150, from an 04 F150 from 04 until 08. This is with the trucks that have subwoofer, a premium sound, whatever they call it. If not, this is what you would need for a regular truck that doesn't have a subwoofer, that has only 4 speakers. This kit I got from Best Buy, from Future Shop here in Canada. I got it for about 17 bucks. It's from Best Kits, the manufacturer of this harness. So basically, all you need to do is connect this end of the harness. I know this might sound very sound like a given to a lot of people watching this video, but a lot of people who never done this, I think it's very important to guide them through how to do it themselves, instead of paying some fool a ridiculous amount of money for something they can do themselves. People who know what I'm talking about, I mean, you can skip or you can sit down and keep watching. It's really up to you. I don't want to be talking about some basics that most people who've been there, done that, know what I'm talking about. But anyway, you will need 2 parts. You will need the harness that comes with your, this is the part that comes with your unit, and this is the part that you would need to buy to connect both together. Okay. All right. Once you get these things, don't get don't get scared of touching wires or like playing with them or anything like that. I know it might be very impressive, or it might be very intimidating for people who never done this before, never tried to do anything by themselves. But it's really, really easy. All you need to do is follow the color code. Okay, so what I'm talking about here is, once you buy these harnesses, there is colors. The wires are colored, and the colors are for specific applications. You have gray with a stripe. You have violet but with a stripe. You have green with a stripe, whites, blues, reds, blacks, etc. Okay, these colors are meant to get connected to the same color on the other side of the harness. So let's say this is your front left negative, front left speaker negative. Okay, it should be black. It should be a white with a black stripe. These, they go together. Okay, you connect them together. This is front left plus, front speaker left. This is the positive. It's white, so you look for the same color on the other side and you connect them together, and so on. It's fairly easy. Anybody can do that. It gets a little bit complicated when you get to the other side. Let's split this in 2. Okay, this is what I like to do. This harness, most of the time it's split in 2. This part here, most of the time it's speakers. So basically this is your speakers. Okay, and this side here, it's your power and your other options that you need or might not need, depending on what you're on your car, on your vehicle. This you need to pay a little bit close attention to what you're doing exactly. So what you need to do is, basically here, look for your black. Your black, usually it's a heavier gauge wire. This is your ground. Okay, and you have your yellow. This is your power, and your constant is red. Okay, so These are your the yellow, the yellow, the red, and the black are your power. This is what gives power to your head unit. These three here. Okay. These need to be connected also to the same color on the other side. So you look for the other side and you connect them. You just like so, like red with red, yellow with yellow, black and black. I have connected this parking, uh, this parking, I mean your brake wire to the ground because um, I will explain that later. But basically, what it is just you're grounding your parking, so you would bypass watching videos while driving. Okay, but you have the option. I don't recommend you driving and watching videos, but I'm just saying if you want to bypass it, this is one of the ways you can do it. In a lot of head units, most newer brand name head units, you won't be able to do the same thing just by grounding the parking. So it's not gonna work. You're gonna have to do some other things to it. Uh, your illumination. This is your backlight. This is the backlight of your head unit. You have to connect it with the backlight on the other side. Basically, all you do, you match colors. And in some parts, colors won't match. Like you would find a different color for different use on both sides, and there you gotta have to be very, very careful. You have to really know what you're doing. You have to research it a little bit. It's not hard. It's not very complicated. I mean, it's not overly complicated, but you just need to pay close attention to what you're doing. Most of the time, you just couple colors and it should be working just fine. Now, the thing that I want to talk about, and the people who have a Ford F-150 with steering wheels, and they got this harness. Whether you're getting it from Metra, whether you're getting it from Best Skits, whether you're getting it from Soch, whether you're getting it from wherever, you're going to be faced with one problem, and the problem is on the other part of your harness in your car, in your vehicle, you will be missing two pins, pin 18 and pin 19. This is for for people who have steering wheel controls, and I have been turning in circles for a while and googling a lot of forums and stuff, only to find out that these harnesses, they don't come with these two pins, so you're gonna have to add them yourself. Okay, pin 19 and pin 18. Pin 19 is your control return, and pin 18 is your is your main power, is the power to your steering wheel controls. Okay, so what you need to do is see in this harness here. I'm not sure if this focus would allow me to show you that. There you go. Alright, there's two pins here. Let me get something pointy so I can show it to you here. Alright, these here. These two pins here, they didn't come with the harness. I had to add them myself. I was faced with two options. Either I'm gonna have to tape them to my main harness on the car, or I can add these two pins here and then end up with these two wires. Okay, so basically these two wires do what these wires do is they just connect you. If you have steering wheel controls, you're gonna have to, and you don't want to buy the adapter. There is an adapter that you would need to buy also with this harness to make your steering wheel controls work. But since I have already my head unit can support it has already a CAN bus installed in it. It already can I can hook it up directly without buying that adapter. You will need these two pins to make this work, unfortunately. But you can, as I said, you can install them yourself. I had a spare that I have bought with an older unit, and I never installed. And I removed I removed these two pins from a previous harness that I had, and I added them on pin number 19, which is the ground that goes to your ground, and pin number 18, which is your positive on your steering wheel connection right here. Okay, if you have a wiring diagram on your harness, to your main harness on the car, you will notice that these two are the steering wheel control pins that are required to get this connection done. So I basically removed them and connected them to 19 and 18, and these 19 and 18 go to key, like the positive number 18. Pin number 18 goes to key 1. This is the wire that connects my steering wheel controls to my head unit, and pin number 19, which is a black one right next to it here. This is the white is the positive, and the black is the ground, so you connect it directly to the ground. This is how you get your steering wheel controls working on your Ford F-150 04 to 08 so far. Alright, the other thing I want to talk about here is subwoofer. Okay, so when you get this kit from whatever you get it from, whether it's Metra, Beskis, Such, whatever you want, you'll get this part with it. This one goes on a smaller harness plug on your vehicle. Basically, all what it is, left and right for your subwoofer. This is your subwoofer connection. You're probably going to need only one, either the red or the white. So you try them plug, or you can plug either plug them both, or you plug one, whatever works. But this is what gives sound to your to your uh, to your subwoofer. These blue and white, they get connected to your turn on, the subwoofer turn on. Okay, you will need this to be connected to your subwoofer power connector on the other side of the head unit part of the harness. Okay, now most people when they connect this, they forget to connect a transistor. See here, this is I have connected a transistor in between. It's a 1.5K transistor. This allows you to switch from. This is basically all what it is. It's a voltage regulator. So you need to understand something. When you this head units work on 12 volts, and your head unit turns your your factory, your stock head unit sends only a 5-volt signal to your subwoofer. Your subwoofer needs only a 5-volt uh, connection to make the subwoofer turn on, while the most head units, aftermarket head units, send a 12-volt. A lot of people I've seen complaining on forums and here on YouTube as well, that as soon as they turn their subwoofer, their head unit on, there is a pop sound there's like a pop sound on the subwoofer speaker. That's because you are sending 12 volts to the subwoofer, and that makes it pop, and it's very annoying for a lot of people. So to make this work, to make this work without that pop sound, you need to install like a little transistor or a power regulator. I will put some description. I'll put the references on the description part. Actually, this one came. The transistor came with the harness that I got, and here it says solder 1.5K resistor inline with both blue and white wires to eliminate subwoofer popping. And this is what you should do. So if you're wiring a Ford F-150 0408, you have to have this. Okay, if you want to eliminate that problem. And basically this is what it is. The other part I want to talk about is how do you connect these things together. A lot of people are just crimping them together. A lot of people are just using butt connectors. A lot of people are using different methods. The method that I like a lot, that I like most, that works for me, that makes me happy about the quality of my wiring, I solder them together. Take your time. You don't have to do it right away. You don't have to speed up. Take all the time you need. Make sure you're doing the right thing. I do solder them together. This way I know for sure. Don't try to solder these things inside your car. Don't bring a solder in your car, especially when you have leather seats and you have like nice fancy things. You're gonna burn stuff around. Don't do that. Take this home. Take your time. Solder them together. This is the best way to connect two wires together. It's by soldering them, and use use the connectors like these, like the closed end connector. Like, get a set, like a little bag of connectors like this. I got it for about $6.99. And once you get your soldering, you get your wires soldered together, just use one of these, man. Like, you don't have to, you know, do a good job, man. Like, I've seen a lot of sloppy, shitty ass, sorry about my language, jobs that even people who install these as a profession don't do it right. Solder them together and put this end connector on them, so it would be insulated. Not insulated, but at least it would not touch any metal, so you won't short anything out. So make a good solder. I'll show you how I solder. If you don't know, if you never soldered before, I'll try to help you out here. But solder them together, put the connector on, get any crimper, like this is the crimper I like to use, and just crimp on them, and the job is done. You know, I mean, it's not complicated. It takes a little bit of time, yes, but once it's done, you're very satisfied with your job, and you know that these things would never fail on you ever. If you just twist wires around and try to do some sloppy job, you're probably gonna have problems down on the road. So do it the right way, man. If you're gonna do it the right way. That's what I say. That's what I do. So crimp them together, and these two wires are never going to disconnect, and they're not going anywhere. And if you're using like a resistor in between two lines, use some heat shrinks, man. Put some heat shrinks on them. You can use your heat gun. Once you get the heat shrink on, blow on the heat gun, and it would shrink on top of it, and it would give you a sealed connection, and a watertight, moisture tight, and it looks good. I mean, even looking at it, it looks better than having them just twisted together with electrical tape and all that bullshit jobs, you know. Yeah, so this is what it is. Just make sure your connections are properly done. That's what I wanted to talk about. And if there's any other questions, again, you let me know. If I'm doing something wrong, let me know. Also, if I'm doing something, if you don't understand a part of whatever I'm doing, let me know. Ask questions. I mean, I'm trying to share knowledge here. I'm not trying to teach anything. I'm just trying to share what I know already. People might agree or disagree, but I mean, this is what YouTube is for, is so we can debate stuff and you know, learn from each other, and this is what it is. And yeah, this is what it is. So once you get this done, you connect it to your head unit, and you go ahead with your installation. The other thing I want to talk about, I don't want to be too long with these videos, but all right, once you finish all these wirings and everything, and you're ready to get these things installed, you would need, most of the time you would need one of these trims, one of these adapters. These are, I got this from Walmart. It costs about 17 bucks. This is for Ford 1995 and up. This is for a double DIN head unit. It should be for a double DIN. This is what it should exactly look like on my truck. Okay, you can install a single DIN or a double DIN, the same head unit that I got. The problem I'm facing with this is these. I got Metra, I got Biscuits, I got these from Scotch or Scotch. I'm sorry if I'm misspelling the name, but the problem with these are made for brand name double DIN head units. Okay, the measurements are specifically made for North American, but for American brands. Or American brands. I mean, brand name head units like JVC, Pioneer, maybe other brand names that I don't recall all of them, not right now. But the problem is this won't fit on a Chinese-made double DIN head unit. I'll show you why. I'm just gonna bring that thing. All right, this is a double DIN, and double DINs mostly are supposed to all have the same measurements. Okay, if you happen to buy this unit or to buy a different a Chinese-made double DIN unit, these adapters won't fit. They're too small, and you will need this absolutely to get your unit installed flush against your dashboard. So this is like missing few inches here and there, so it won't fit. I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna fit, so you're gonna have to come up with something to make it fit. This needs to go in here around this, and with the brackets you install it here and here. Got these brackets here. These are supposed to go like this, and you install everything all together, and you hook it up to your dash frame. This will not fit. Okay, so what I'm planning to do, unfortunately, I've tried all the brands there. These are made for like brand names, not for Chinese stuff. So what I'm gonna have to do is to either cut a little bit from here and a little bit from here, and I'm gonna probably use a router, a wood router. If you have a wood router, it might work better than cutting it. It would look nicer. You're gonna have to use a flush bit, same way you would do with a piece of wood. You're gonna have to do it like this. You're gonna just take your time. I didn't do it yet, but I'm gonna do it. I will probably make another video too, just to show you how it's gonna be done. But I'm missing a little bit here and I'm a little bit here to make it fit on my unit. That's why I did not install it yet on my truck. Okay, so this is one more problem that you're gonna be faced with once you buy this Chinese-made head units. There, I don't know. The double DIN should be standard. The measurement should be standard, but not in China. All right, so I think this is completing our video. If you have questions, please let me know. Subscribe. If you don't like the video, it's all right. If you like it, thank you very much. You can share the video. Also subscribe. Do what you gotta do, man. We're here to to get knowledge and share knowledge. If there's something wrong I'm doing, or if there's something I said that really doesn't make sense or anything, let me know. If there are suggestions, please go ahead, and have yourself a safe and nice day.